Welcome, everybody, to War Commander Unshackled. Updates, prizes, and a new event. Well, we have pretty much, we don't have a full panel, but we should by the end of the night. We have David the Douche. We have Deezer. We have Fear the Peel. We have Red Steel. We have Venom. We have the Immortal Death. Dr. Phil. And yours truly, Shadow
Fuck
Killer.
you. Fuck you.
Well, I would say, when I made this link this morning and I put updates, I should have waited. Because fuck me running backwards. This was not an update. It's 5 lines or 6. And half of them is bullshit. Wow. I should have waited. Doc, I'll present you. There you go. Go ahead, my friend.
Boy. So the tiniest of update notes this week. We have general changes and fixes. We have update Operation Roadkill. Roadkill will start at 10 a.m. PT on Thursday, March 23rd for all sectors. Roadkill ends 10 a.m. PT on Wednesday, March 29th for all sectors. I don't know if they're going to do it gradually like they always do, but hell, what can you fucking do in the meantime with that? Update Invasion number 2 prizes. Invasion prizes have been issued through all players via an offer. Prizes will be available for 14 days to redeem. After the time is expired, they will no longer be available for redemption. So you have 14 days to claim your prizes from the invasion. Improvement. Platoons on the world map can now be recalled from the platoon manager window in base. Now, if you happen to have your base surrounded by 6 platoons, that doesn't work. And that should say bug fix instead of bug fixes, because fixes is plural and there is only one line. Shadows do not consistently appear for all air units. I didn't know Shadow was an air unit. What can you do? So that is your update notes for this week. And quite frankly, they're shit. So, should we move on to Operation Roadkill, or no? We'll move on to Operation Roadkill.
Please do.
The Highway Zealots have returned, and that's all it says. Well done on the story progression. Roadkill will start on Thursday, March 23rd, and will end on Wednesday, March 29th. There will be 2 mission tracks available to choose from, main and faction. Main missions progress through a combination of attack and defense missions in a single track to unlock Fury and Purifier component arms caches. The Disruptor faction mission units unlocks restart tokens and event XP. Now this is quite in orange and it's relatively nasty because it's rather difficult for me to read. Faction missions, Sentinels. Faction missions can only be played after you complete the required main missions. Only Survivor faction units can be deployed during faction missions. Survivor faction units such as Liberators, Detonators, Hammers, Disruptors, new, Bonesaws, new, Roland. Where is Ardra and where is Olin or Oren or whatever the fucking hell his name is?
They are not.
They're not faction
survivors.
Yeah.
They're not survivor units. They got their own. Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, they fucked that right in the fucking ass. I can tell you that. Other restrictions: mercenaries and special op units cannot be used in faction missions. Missiles can be used in faction missions. Faction missions provide Disruptor units, Silver, Fury, and Purifier arms caches, Gold Fury and Purifier arms caches, additional operation resets, and event XP. So, by the looks of it, you've got additional operation resets and restart tokens are in both tiers, which is a little bit odd. But if it works, it works. Mission browsing. All main faction track missions can be scrolled through in the mission overview window. Scrolling through missions allows you to see the following: the XP, mission prizes, and mission tips. Resetting operations progress. Limited number of resets. Use wisely. Progress can be reset at any time. Resetting allows players to start from the beginning to re-earn mission prizes available. All players start with 4 mission resets when the event starts. 1 reset token will be earned from completing all main missions. That's main missions, not faction missions. That's main missions. The victory conditions, there are several types again. There's Annihilation, kill all units and destroy all buildings. Does not include barricades, last stand defenders, drones, or war trophies. Conquest is destroy all buildings. Does not include barricades or war trophies. Victory condition Snipe Hunt. Specific units within the base need to be killed. Ruby will indicate specific units that need to be killed for victory conditions. This does not include other units within the base, however. Killing all other units will make the task easier. Now, onto the prizes. We have the Disruptor, which is a heavy vehicle. It is in the Survivor faction. It does burst damage, which applies a shock status effect. Moderate range, moderate damage, and targets only ground. Defense is high health. In addition to the devastating power against unprotected infantry, the Disruptor has the capability to play havoc with other vehicle electronics. So this is a shock tank.
A fast-moving shock tank.
It doesn't say fast-moving, but
I would assume by it being a vehicle.
it's a heavy vehicle, not a light vehicle.
Oh.
So it's a shock tank.
Previous statement.
So much for the Ardra. This takes care of Ardra.
We have the Bonesaw, which is another air unit. It is in the Survivor faction. Yeah. Sustained damage, much like the Hailstorm. High range, moderate damage. Targets air and ground, so it's a Survivor Hailstorm. The Bonesaw terrorizes the highway zealots. If shot down, the crew will crash into the enemy, ensuring they always have the last laugh. Well, okay. The big
Not if the enemy lives.
Yeah, that's if the enemy lives or dies, depending on, because this is what they don't do. They don't post the actual stats of the units like they do with other sections of the forum, like Battle Pirates and Vega Conflict.
Battle Pirate.
We'll go into that a little later.
That's because they have a real CM.
Oof. Vega doesn't have a CM anymore. Their CM got fired.
Ouch.
But Battle Pirates has always had a great CM. Okay, ours is. That's right. I gotta be politically correct. Mentally challenged.
Political correctness is a contradiction in terms. If it's political, there's a pretty good chance it isn't fucking correct.
Well, I'm trying to be polite.
There's no such thing. This is War Commander Unshackled. There's no fucking polite.
Yeah, he's a fucking retard. I mean,
there you go.
He's a goddamn copy and paster. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Doc.
All right, we have the first tech for the Juggernaut. The big bore engine component increases the Juggernaut's movement speed by 30%. Is that it?
Yep.
I have
the trophy.
But Roadkill trophy.
Trophy's awesome.
The trophy does look awesome. I can get a bigger picture of that because it's tiny.
The trophy is bitching. I mean,
no.
It adds lag.
Hey, I got it. Hold on.
Everything adds lag.
It does not want to load.
Let me screen share. I've got it.
It doesn't fucking matter, but yeah, the trophy is on the forums if you want to go see it. So, fuck Kickstarter.
Yeah, Venom will get up there
because apparently they can't figure out how to embed the image properly, and you're not screen sharing.
Nope.
I did click screen share. God damn it, stupid piece.
Click every
window share. I clicked for the application window. You are presenting to. Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, give me a second. Let me drop this stupid. Hey, okay. I set it up for the.
Now we see what really happened to Lionel Richie. He got tired of me.
Yeah. Lionel Richie retired from being Lionel Richie and became the new art director for Unshackled.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. We have
Congratulations.
We have two new art directors. Okay, we have David the Douche, and we have Venom. Venom's the one who did the art for tonight's show, which was off the fucking chain. And David did the art for the Unshackled games. So, I had decided to make them our art director. Everybody say, good job, yay! You still ain't screen sharing.
I'm getting
know,
to the
he's still
damn
on screen
prize
sharing.
list.
Oh God!
Oh, fuck. Oh, just
Hey,
go on without me.
Did we talk about the fixes they did? We've got shadows. Yay!
Well, apparently they can't fix the forums because now I can't load the fucking thing.
Oh, hold on, let me see.
Some
I can.
fucking fakakta bullshit. Ah, there we go.
Hey, does anybody exactly know what the hell they fixed with the second update? That is a bitchin' fucking thing right there.
Well,
It's gonna add lag, but it's awesome.
The forum's just gone completely shit fuck. I've got the all of the what's it fucking the fucking hell. My brain's just gone. No, not happening. The price store.
Yeah.
The price store.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get the whole
Right,
thing.
I'm gonna
If you can't get it up, let me know. I'll pop them up.
You pop it up, I'll read it off because apparently my entire Chrome window's just gone.
All right.
Nope, not happening.
Yeah, mine was. That's why it took me so long to get that up.
Now remember, I gotta take them to work, so I'll leave this up for a while till I get back.
Not a problem.
Fine and dandy.
All right, there you go.
So I'll run through this as fast as I possibly can. So you have the Roadkill War Trophy at 800 thou. Bonesaw is 500k. Expert Tempest is in the store at 500k. Expert Nimbus at 160. Big Bore Engine is 600,000. Elite Juggernaut part times 4 is 500,000. 40 parts must be earned to unlock the Elite Juggernaut. That's 5 million XP if you haven't got all of the Elite Juggernaut parts or you don't have any at all. Vindicator is at 200k, Fury at 175, 5 detonators at 140, 1 detonator is 35. Mine resistant plate, now these are techs I don't recognize, but they're in there anyway. And mine resistant plate is 125, spaced armor is 125, hardened canopy is 65, titanium undershell is 65, 4 acolytes is 200k, 1 acolyte is 65, 1 purifier is 225,000. 5 liberators is 100,000. 1 liberator is 25. A hammer is 225. The Apollo is 225. The Hades is 150. Anti-armor rounds is 20,000. C4 rounds is 20,000. Pyro shells is 100,000. Shredding shells is 100,000. EMP payload and flashbang payload are both 25,000. ADS ammo and depleted core ammo are 72,000. Devastation bombs and suppression bombs are 100,000. Dominus Rail and Magnus Rail are both 50,000. Deflection armor, resistant armor, 80,000. Expert Cyclones, Expert Hailstorms, 160,000. Expert Howlers, 120,000. Advanced Tempest, 75,000. Advanced Nimbus, 40,000. The Advanced Tempest and the Advanced Nimbus are last chance in the store, but the experts are there. So if you need Tempests or Nimbus, go for the expert versions and don't be stupid. Point defense, 250,000. The weapons lab, 300,000. And the legendary pieces of shit. Legendary mega tank, 300 thou. The component bundle, 250 thou. Singular components, 50,000 each. Legendary laser tank, 300,000. Component bundle, 210,000. Singular components at 50,000 each. Legendary Hellfire, 300,000. The component bundle is 210,000. The singular components are 50,000 each, and the Night Owl is 140,000, and 50,000 for 250 chemicals, 250 silicon, and 20 cores, 50,000 of whack, and of course the sector gold bar at 500,000. And that's your prize list for Operation Roadkill. Fucking hell, that's a mouthful.
Yes, but to give kudos to Wrong Thinker and the group and our lovely Skipjack, they did indeed make good on their word, and the Gold Tempests are back for this event.
And I will be right back.
Okie dokie.
And what do the Gold Tempest do for you?
Not much for
Not much.
a high-level player.
Not much.
No, like I said, primary functionality is to stay off drones from things like the Titan, Omega Titan, Sandstorm, a little bit of help with missiles, although people use the non-targetable, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, who uses peacekeepers anymore? I don't use
Yeah,
peacekeepers.
I don't know. But that's what the value of the point defense was. So I wouldn't disparage people from going for the Gold Tempests if that's what they're really looking for their fight style. If they're going to pick up a point defense just to have, if you can afford the XP, depending on how this whole event plays out. But yeah, they're really putting the screws to players as to what to spend their points on and what to upgrade and what to build. I mean, and this goes back to the new development in the way this event is going to pan out with these specific tracks that are only good for specific units. So if you don't have those units built,
Upgraded or teched out, you're screwed.
yeah, you can't play those tracks. I mean, you're limited not only to what units you have upgraded, but what units you can deploy.
What I'm gonna find curious is the degree of difficulty of these faction bases, because you're pretty limited as to the units you can use in them. I mean, you're talking just liberators, hammers.
Liberators, acolytes, hammers.
No acolytes. Acolytes is a set.
Oh, that's right. That's not a set. Yeah, okay.
I have returned.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, how difficult could they possibly make these bases? Because you don't really, unless what are they saying? You have to unlock the bone saw and you have to coin it up.
This has a huge bite to everything I've said in past shows, and that is Kixeye for years now have fucking developed events not for units that you've unlocked in the event prior, but specifically for the damn unit you haven't yet achieved. It's annoying.
On kind of that. Sorry, it's just on that note. I mean, Kixeye have been saying for ages, and they've said it so many times. You don't have to upgrade everything. Pick and choose what you want to upgrade, and stick to that. Well, that was good and handy until you make an event where we physically are not able to use those units. Now, for anyone that decided not to upgrade the hammer, you're going to have a rough fucking time doing the faction event. The faction waves. Unless you're going to, well, no, just straight up, you're going to have a rough fucking time doing the event. If you don't have hammers, you're going to just basically not be able to do it.
And if you look at it, because I had made a posting, which I got banned for.
Continue.
He dropped out.
I've learned.
Well, on that sense of the word, I'm glad I came right back in on the edge of that conversation. But this faction-specific thing is something that they've been toying with in Battle Pirates for a very long time. They split off what you could use for such specific things. They have specific fleets designed for PvP, specific fleets designed for certain targets, and it's ridiculous. And they're going down the same route here. They went down the same route with specific tech in Vega a long time ago. And it seems like they're constantly, instead of letting the player do it their way and be innovative and use the units the way they're supposed to be used, rather than the way Kixeye thinks they should be used, is something completely new entirely. I mean, Jericho is a prime example of that. That unit was the be-all and end-all for a lot of things. With its range tech, the suppression tech. Well, it's not suppression, it's the arc loaded, it's Onyx slot, and it's suppression to infantry. Suppression, concussion, same fucking difference. And that's exactly what it was designed to do, and it was used a lot. In fact, I think it still is to this day for various tasks, but it's not as prominent as it used to be because of new units. And all of the new shit they're cramming down your throats every goddamn day. There has to be a line that needs to be drawn.
See, that speaks to the point. Again, I zoned out for a minute. I had to go answer the door, but it speaks to the point of, and as you say, unit-specific, task-specific items are one thing. They're continuing seemingly to go to a well of failed plots and failed systems and bringing them into a game. They know this did not work well in a previous thing, although they pushed it through, and now they're bringing it to this game. And thinking that, okay, well, it didn't work in Vega, it didn't work in BP, well, let's try it in
The
WC.
ironic twist, it actually ended up working
Well, it worked
well
in
for
BP.
Battle Pirates, where it failed in Vega. But Vega is dying a very, very slow and painful death. Battle Pirates has been hanging on for years as a War Commander. If it was up to me at this point, all of these platforms would have been shut down years ago.
Well, Battle Pirates is a different monster to War Commander. You can make an argument about battle specific things. You have a aircraft carrier. I mean, when you talk about the realities of oceanic warfare, you have gunships.
There are different
and
battle strategies in the entirety of it. Yes,
naval warfare is specific to, you have a cutter, you have a fast moving gunship, a heavily armored, these kinds of things. War Commander, the strategies are not the same. The strategies in War Commander is the accessibility to have multiple strategic units on the playing field at one given time, having foot soldiers as well as in this game, having foot soldiers as well as tanks as well as fast moving vehicles are a strategic necessity.
You are correct in that line.
Okay.
All three of the same platforms have the same set of rules. They may sound different, they may be described differently, but they're all the same. You have the fast tank units, you have your fast movers, you have your high damage, you have your short and your long range. And each one provides a different aspect and different uses. You have specific fleets in Vega for cargo. You have specific units in War Commander for cargo.
That's my point. In the fleet system, you have a task that fleet's designed specifically for that single thing. In War Commander, you go into bases. It isn't all machine guns. It's not all burst fire. You go into a base. It's not all, the fact is, you're not doing one specific task of going out, collecting an item, and bringing it back as such. I know I'm not really truly explaining it the way I want to, but my point being is the strategy in the game isn't being allowed to develop and flourish on our end. Kixeye is hemming us down and taking strategic advantage away from players being able to use their own personal set of units in their own specific way. People like Kagral won't use units the way I do. People like David doesn't use units the way I do. I can't use them nearly as well as Red Steel does. But the fact of the matter is, I can convince myself and complete a task using the units that I have proficiency with my way. And again, Kixeye is removing that aspect from the game and saying, no, if you want to kill this unit, the only unit you're going to be allowed to use is this.
And this is wrong.
That's right. Wrong. That's my point.
They've stifled the uniqueness of players. They've stifled it now. This is the third time they've done it because it's not being done the way they want it to be done. And I go straight for that fucking moron that sits on the CEO bench by the name of Paul Priest. And he said during a Vega Conflict interview that I did with him over a year ago, back on the other show, myself and those arbiters at the time, we sat down with Paul Priest and we talked to him about skills and a lot of the other things. And he came out with the worst thing that has ever been said by anybody at Kixeye ever. If you take no damage, the game is broken. No, that is wrong. And it's always been wrong. If you can get through any base, any fleet, any kind of specialized task and take no damage, that is the skill that justifies the reward. If you take attrition, you minimize that attrition as much as you possibly can.
His statement was the statement of a board member, not of a game player.
Exactly.
There's not a game written that cannot be beaten. That's the point of games. It's to develop a gamer's abilities and skill set to accomplish what he wants. And the end result of the highest level of gamer is to beat the game with wisdom and skill and with zero damage or as little damage. We've all played video games on consoles and tried to play the entire game through without using a single life. You know,
Yep.
Mario.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
It's so you challenge yourself to be better than the developers, and that's entirely what you have. That's entirely what gaming is all about. The gamers develop it over the platform in the course of the time. You pay your money, you play your game, and you play it your way. Yeah, you will find backdoors to go through it, like because of the way the old Mario games on the Nintendo were programmed. You can go and hit specific blocks and be all the way at the end in 10 seconds. Yeah, because of the hex coding, it was the original code. It was based to do that.
And developers put in hidden, backdoors so they could skip ahead, so they could go through testing during the early stages of development, so that they didn't have to play the entire game and go back and start at the first level. We know these things. That's just part of product development.
Exactly.
And then obviously over time, players learn these little backdoors, find them on their own.
Easter eggs are another thing. Easter eggs are huge. If developers put little things in there, there was a couple of places in various games. The last one that I know of, that a game that I played that I found an Easter egg was Saints Row. I think it was 4. The last one they did in a building. You went through a poster, and there was the alien blaster from Men in Black. And that was the Easter egg thing. It was never said that that particular thing was there, but it was there anyway.
There's
none of that with Kickstarter. There's no nuance. It's just straight in your face. If you don't do it the way we want to do it, that's it. You're not playing, and you're not going to progress to the way you want to play. And that attitude is wrong.
Yeah, and with the problem of thinking that you have to take damage to do a base is very wrong for many, 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 many reasons. But when you release, say, a base, and you're expecting players to have to hit that base, let's just say, 50 times, okay, to say whatever it is, a tech base or chance base for some kind of drop, whatever the fuck it is. But let's just say a tech base, right? Let's say you have to hit that 50 times to get all the tech that you want. Now, most of us probably have to hit the bases more than that, but use 50 for a start. If, we take, say, depending on the base and what we're trying to get, if we get like an hour damage, we would generally say, that's not too bad. But, that builds up to 50 hours. That's 2 days worth of repair, in the long run. If you're getting repair that people would say, oh, it's pretty bad, you're looking at probably 3 to 4 hours. You get that over 50 bases, that's 200. That's a lot of repair time.
Well, it's not even that. They're failing to understand and rationalize the simple reality that you go into, for your example, you use a base that you need 50 tech from, and you have to hit it, get rid of the random number generator. You hit this base, you're automatically given this 1 tech, okay? You have to hit it 50 times because you have 50 liberators, okay? They don't understand. The first time you hit the base, you've never tried it before, you take an hour damage. The second time, you take an hour damage. The third time, you take 45 minutes damage. By the 40th time you've hit this base, you can't be expected to take an hour damage like you did the first, second, or third time. You would, by all rationale, see yourself, down to maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes damage, which is near enough free repair. Their mantra or the statement, their rationalizations here are that every time you hit it, the game is researching what you've done, and it's going to adapt and change and make sure that every time you hit it, no matter how precise and intuitive you are and how well you've managed to calculate the proper way to approach this task, it's going to change it so that that unit will be able to withstand more shots so that, again, you're taking an hour damage. Or they add an extra bunker in, which means you're going to take that hour damage. That is not
I think
sustainable.
It's so wrong.
Yeah, but that's not sustainable to have a player base willing to carry on playing. If that is going to be your approach at your community, at your paycheck, we're the investors. Oh God, Dob is here.
At the end of the day, you are correct. If by every action that you take in the game isn't recorded as such, but it's logged as data. Everything you do, every upgrade, every piece of resource that you collect is logged as data. And that's what they look at. They look at the data and they decide if that quota is acceptable or not, and they decide the difficulty from there. And a lot of the difficulty is made by the fucking coin monkeys.
Look,
all those fucking idiots that sit in marketing.
No,
it's all run by them.
I totally respect the idea of data mining the information as to the overall play, how well people are getting through certain bases, to structure and redesign the upcoming events, the upcoming bases. If we have a unit that's been released and we've used it and we've had skill to get through a certain series of buildings or units, and they say, okay, when we load a base with 3 of these bunkers, 3 of these guns, 3 of these turrets, 6 of this, the average player can defeat this base design in 6 minutes, and their average is 45 minutes repair. So when we release the next event, we'll change it so that it's more difficult. That is a pivotal part about keeping us interested and keeping us on our edge and on our toes so that we have fun playing the game. Nobody wants to grind through the same exact base every single event. Think about it. If we went back, and to this day, when we were in our 4th wave of an event base, it was the same as the 4th tier base that we played 5 years ago. We would be just hanging ourselves from our ceiling fans in boredom.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I can understand using the analytics to devise the next round of bases. However, with the number of things and tasks that they throw upon us, that it's burying us under things to do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis, it comes so fast that it feels as if every single day they're ramping these bases up. It's not totally, to be honest, I mean, not to play devil's advocate, but just to be wholeheartedly honest, it is not truly that they're just hammering us every single day. It just feels that way because we have so much to do and we have to grind through to collect these mission goals and to collect this tech. But what they're doing with this event, with this certain track, it's very scary. It causes pause for me.
This is why I exited Kickside Games completely.
Yeah.
I work a pretty heavy schedule as is, and what I want to do when I come home is relax, play a game, have some fun. What I don't want to do is go to work for 10, 12, 15 hours someday, come home, sit at the computer for a couple of hours and do more work.
Exactly.
Because that's exactly what this has come down to. if you are not capable of doing X amount of bases for X amount of XP or medals, and if you're not capable of putting that time in, you fall behind. And if you fall behind for long enough, there is no point in continuing.
Yeah, your relevance, once your relevance is lost in the game, it's gone. I'm in a situation, and this scares me, and we talked about my position on this game, on the pre-show. At the moment, I don't really have built, nor on other sides of this upgraded, all of the units that other people have. I might have them that I could build them, but they're not necessarily built already. Or I have them built, but they're level 2 or 3, because they've put this situation where you pick and choose. Do you want to spend the days upgrading your, your Omega Titan or your Juggernaut, or do you want to upgrade in this case, faction unit that now I see is valuable for this event? But did I, I might have 45 of them. Did I build 45 of them? No. So now I have 5 built. Really, what is this going to do when this event starts tomorrow? Are those 5 really going to hold me through the event, or do I need 8 or 10 or 12?
And the other thing is, I don't know how many of you on the panel actually have your hammers maxed out.
No, I have level 2. I have level 2 hammers.
Level 1.
Level 8.
Regardless of whether I play or not, they are level 1. And they
mine are 10.
Yep, so I've got mine maxed. Red Steel's got his maxed. Who else? Dobbo, do you have yours maxed?
I already said mine's level 1 or 2.
Yours is level 1, sorry.
Mine's level
David?
5.
So really, I only have 2 hammers built. So
why do we only need hammers for whatever we're talking about? Why can't
Okay,
fire
so
door?
the new master waves, they're called faction waves, and you can only use survivor units. So the units that we have at the moment, the only ones we can use are liberators, detonators, hammers, and roller.
That's cool. What of those other factions can hit missiles? And I've got a bunch of liberators that I can suicide for that.
Double, we're talking, yeah, but still. They're only units. How often?
You have to understand that, and I know that these master bases, and I've said it, these master bases are set for us high levels. Okay,
yeah,
but the first two master bases are usually set for the medium to mid-high. And I'm talking about 38, 39, 40.
It doesn't matter though, because I'm not 100% sure on this, but can we use air in these bases as per normal?
No, you can only use air in the survivors, and there aren't any. And the only air that's going to come out is the new one. The new bone sword.
The Furies. Furies are a
Fury. I looked. The Furies are not listed.
It could be all cave waves.
Furies are not. What's his name?
They're not survivors. They're sentinel units.
Wrong Thinker said you can use missiles in there, so it ain't in caves. And,
you can use missiles. As far as air goes, it seems to be the only one that I've seen is the one that hasn't been unlocked yet.
That Bonesaw might be the survivor air that you need for the base, but
but that speaks volumes. When was the last time any of I'm just talking generally. You went through the whole master track without using your air.
I always use air.
Somebody present me, will you?
No, here. I don't
have any power.
I logged in on the wrong. I did. I logged in on the fucking wrong goddamn thing.
You should be up. I presented you.
Thank you. This is the only thing that is available at this point in time. During the survivor faction units on the faction mission, which is Sentinels, survivor faction units are the only things that can be deployed. Liberators, detonators, hammers, disruptors, which is the new unit, bone saws, which is the new air, and Roland. And the other restrictions are mercs and special op units cannot be used in faction missions, but missiles can. And that's it. That's your lot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now we have to remember that this might be something that Kickstarter just forgot to mention. Maybe we can use air, and they're just specifically only mentioning ground units.
Only survivor faction.
Only
units.
survivor faction.
And,
So
they do mention the bone saws.
The bone
Yeah,
saw
they
is an air
mentioned,
unit,
so they
and that's
mentioned
it.
an air unit.
Actually, yeah, you got a point. Yeah.
Well,
So, well, GG guys, have fun.
to me, this is just a way for them to get money. I'm sorry, but that's all this is, because you have to use air in combination with these units. Unless these bases are fucking super easy.
depending on helper units, look, my only wish and hope and prayer for this is there are helper bases that can be unlocked to give you that bone saw. Obviously, in some of the ways, there's gonna be, because they always give you that ability to preview and see what it's like.
But see, but
Where
I don't like that. I don't like that.
in the middle of
to
like
rely on
contrast.
them.
It's not about
one at a time.
Go ahead, Dava.
I was saying where they got to give us the units or give us the whatever the box, but past recent events, aside from like the 110 wave, last wave, they throw the box in the middle, and you basically got to smash the whole base just to get to the box. And then when you do smash the box, you get the little jumpsuit dudes with the orange shorts, and it's just like, seriously. And like what I think it was the 30 master wave last one. You know, we didn't really worry about it, but the medium level, they could have really used the box, and the box was in the middle of the base, and you had to fight your way to the base to there, unless you wanted to suicide your stuff. And then when you finally got the box, and you're like, yes, and you realize they don't do anything anyways.
But yeah, well, this is
Bubbles
my
said it
theory.
best.
For master waves, they're meant for higher level. So to start with, you shouldn't really be getting anything that's going to help you in the base. I mean, that's just me. Second of all, I don't necessarily. I mean, sure, for some of the lower waves and some of the normal missions, it's nice to have them just so you can see what the newer units can actually do. I don't think they should be in the master waves, and overall, I don't really like relying on, like free units to do the bases for me. That's personally.
But in personally, then don't bust those buildings open. Do the base without clicking them. Hit everything else on your own and save those for the last things to attack, and then you've played your way and not used them. For other players, for lower players that are going to beg me to help them unlock shit, fuck you. You've got a helper base. Use the unit, and that'll also spur them to want to go further in the event so that they can unlock it in the event store.
Yeah, but you got to remember, with those bases that give out those, helper units, usually the bases are set out harder because they've given you those units.
True. And I agree that it should not be a point where you can, and I've played this and enjoyed, but at the same time, I'm not going to be a complete hypocrite in saying that there are points where they should not have a base where there are 5 or 6 helper units. You unlock them, and they all do the base on their own completely.
See,
I can understand the very first one, but as you go on.
Problem. What they haven't done, this is a new event type with new stuff, and they haven't put out a preview server for it.
A preview server, yes, I know.
Line.
Yeah. Yes.
Which you're used to doing when you run events anyway, but usually you get one preview every couple of months when they put something new in.
Yeah, drastic changes in format came with a preview.
This is what they've not done. And
it makes us apprehensive.
It does make you apprehensive, and this is the point that I've said last week, but unfortunately I was too inebriated to actually get around and do it. And this is the point where I am going to start burning Kixeye, and I'm going to start burning Wrong Thinker. As much respect as I have for the guy, back at the beginning of March, just around the time of my exit, which was several weeks back, he stated that he would have a State of the Game post out. Now, I know this has been updated quite recently up until a couple of days ago, where he said he would hopefully have one out within the next 10 days. You're at this point, you're already a month out. You're a month out of your own line. And I am still sitting here with, I would say with bated breath, but where Kixeye are concerned, I don't hold my breath, because doing that would be stupid. And putting any fucking faith in anything they're able to do is completely off the wall ridiculous. There is supposed to be a state of the game post that still hasn't been done. And there is supposed to be something that is going to make the players 100% happy. And you're already 2 weeks off your mark on that one as well. And to be perfectly honest, my opinion of Kixeye is so low, they would have to work very hard to disappoint me any more than they already have. The events have gone off the fucking wall, and to be honest, every person on this panel that still plays War Commander is still fucking stupid for playing it in the first place.
I can't quit.
I love you too, Phil.
I can't do it.
This is War Commander
so
Unshackled.
much time. I've put so much time, money, and effort into this game to get where I am right now that the thought of quitting turns my stomach. I just couldn't do it.
There's
I mean,
a simple term that I use. I'm pot committed.
Yeah.
Hey man, they tried getting me out of the game a year ago. I'm still fucking here. So fuck Kixeye.
Well, you're stubborn.
I'm pissed off. Yes, don't get me wrong. I'm pissed off because he only answered a few of those questions that we asked him. If you're not gonna fucking if you're not gonna do it, then man up and say I'm not gonna do it. If you're gonna tell us you're gonna try to come on the show and then vanish off the fucking planet, tell us, let us know. I have respect for him, but and I understand that he has a job to do and he has to keep his job. But fuck me, you know what? He really can't say, listen, guys, I'm sorry, but I was told I can't come on the show. Or sorry, guys, but I can't answer these questions. Or, it's simple. I mean, it doesn't break any terms of service. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt anything. He can at least man up, have the balls, and tell us no, not give us a little bit of hope, and then fucking
it comes down to the same thing we've been wanting for years. More communication.
Well, I've gotten used to non-communication. I've gotten used to that. I'm used to that already. Okay, we all are. We're all pretty much used to that shit. But, if you're going to do something, fucking do it. Man up and do it. If you're not going to fucking do it, tell us you're not going to do it. We are grown fucking adults. We're not babies. Contrary to what you read on the forums, 90% of us are fucking adults. All right, don't lump us in with that 1% that gets on the forums that cries like a bunch of fucking bitches, because we're not. We are long-term experienced players that that have been dealing with Kixeye for half a decade now. 5 years.
That's IP banned from forums.
Oh, hey, that's right. But I didn't get banned for being a bitch. I got banned because I spoke my mind. There's a difference.
Yeah, but it goes not just with wrong think. I mean that it applies to even the very high ups up there, including Will Hartman and all them.
It applies to Wrong Thinker. It applies to the current community managers, including the recent ones that have since got fired. And this is another topic that fuck it. I'm going to do it here.
Go ahead, have fun. Fuck it, I don't care.
In the last year, Vega lost 2 CMs. Both CM Lexi back in October when I retired from Vega Conflict. And just this past week, which was CM Scarlet, his exit is still unknown. I do not know why. My contacts have been very, very quiet on the subject. If at all, the double talk and the half speak and the half truths that I keep hearing from several different people. And this is something that I'm not used to, and I do not like. I do not like being bald-faced lied to. Whatever the reasons are for the amount of CMs that have either left of their own accord, been fired, or been forced out. CM Carter J, CM Lexi, CM Scarlet, CM Swag, who left
Chris.
and then came back. CM Chris, Magic Sarap, Mixelplix,
That was head of all the CMs. What's her name?
I can't remember.
She said hello, and that was it.
Yeah, she did.
He was gone in 10 days. He has the record.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of CMs that have come and gone over the years. Some have been liked and some have not.
K-House.
Well, you that's why you're forum banned.
Yeah, I destroyed her. Her and Burt McGirt.
Burt McGirt. Oh God. Zoidberg was another one.
Yeah.
Let me interject something here. We have one Cyber Toad that
He's not a CM. All he is a moderator.
He's
He
a
is not
moderator. He's a
Oh,
forum
okay.
moderator. He likes to play CM.
Yeah, he is not a community manager. He is nothing. He is. I'll say it. You know, I'll say it. He is a condescending little prick.
Thank you.
That, you know, and I've had. Let me tell you, and you guys have known what I mean, and gone round and round and round.
Rub your pillow. Well, rub your pebble.
But you know,
stone.
I don't like him. I really, really don't. But it's only him and the Queen on the forums. I mean, look at our community manager. He posted that fucking bullshit out there, that bullshit thing, and that's it. We haven't heard nothing else from him. Not a fucking word. You know, I will not stop harping that motherfucking man ever.
Do you know why that keeps happening?
And you know,
Kixay keeps Shalocco under the fucking thumb.
That's
why you don't see him. I'm not defending the guy. It's just what I know is going on behind the scenes. He is being run around and he's doing so much other shit that isn't even in his goddamn job description just because he doesn't want to lose his position.
Yeah, but he outright lies to us. Even if you private message him about stuff, he just outright lies to you about something that he shouldn't be lying to you about.
Monkey King Tech Ninja Des, he comes on, but he's on very late at night and only for a few hours. He has a life. I mean, he's young. Yeah, he has a job. He has a life. I mean, he has shit. I mean, to be a community manager, to be a moderator, you have to be on this a lot. And, you know, they're not picking no new moderators because, to be honest, I wouldn't want to do it.
Lomo wants to.
Fuck that. The shit that
the wannabe moderators never usually get there. It's the ones that
I do it.
You would
tell fuck off.
There is nobody on this fucking panel I would even consider moderation.
I could do it.
Let alone myself.
I could do it.
That power that I'll be honest. You guys give me that power, and I would be one. I'm already hated.
I personally feel offended by that.
Good.
People already don't like me. Me being a moderator make it even worse. And I couldn't go through. I see what some of those fucking people post. And I wouldn't even hesitate to ban the fuck out of half those people, including you, Red Steel.
No, I should be a moderator. I know all about moderation. I mean, I've been moderating every which way you can be.
I'd ban you I'd ban you just because, you know, it's like what everybody does anyway. No, but you know, you're right, Phil. We've gone through a lot of moderators or community managers, and a lot have been let go. A lot of quit.
Some have left. Some have been fired. Some have quit. And there's never stability. And at the moment, with the direction the company is taking, it's on life support as is. And I'll categorically state that. Browser games are already on life support. Kixay is on life support in the browser division, and they're already pushing mobile stuff constantly. The Vega team is already working on the next big thing, which is still under more NDAs than I'm allowed to talk about, but they're working on their next big thing and their next acquisition. And it will bomb just as much because browser as is dead. Unity stopped supporting Chrome. It's almost stopped supporting any other browser that it goes through. And now Vega is either played in a Firefox browser, which is unsecure as fuck, or Steam, or the mobile platform. Rogue Assault is natively mobile. It will never hit any other platform because it's simply not designed that way. more money can be made playing fucking casual mobile games now than browser games ever could. Because it's ease of access, it's ease of purchase, and everyone's got a fucking smartphone in the pocket.
My daughter plays a game called Mystic Messenger. It is a very small, girly app. It is a
What level are you on? What level are you on it?
It's for people that ride scooters.
But she, it's pretty much free unless you want. What is it? You want to get? What is it called, Brianna? Yeah, you want to get. You can buy little apps for it to give you more time and shit like that. And it's like Hourglass. Yeah, it's called Hourglasses, and it's not much. I mean, it's only, you get like $10. You can get an ass of those fucking things. And
yeah, I play a couple of mobile games too. Hashtag Pokemon Go.
That's not a mobile game. That is an augmented
reality. We're talking about a real
game.
fucking game.
Somebody pick him.
Stop. Augmented reality games are different than other mobile games. Augmented reality games are the new
behind. What they're trying to do, they're behind the times. Will Harbin's doing this too late. These kind of games, we'll take Rogue Assault. It's already, it was big for a week and now it's gone.
Well, that's because everyone realized it's got just as many cheaters in it as War Commander does.
Yeah, it has a damn sight fucking more cheaters than War Commander does.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, the upgrades on it, everything about it is geared towards high money, not a couple of dollars here, a couple of dollars there. You're talking about high money. Where Mystic Message, like what my daughter plays, is a little dating game app, okay? It's for tweens.
Tweens?
Yeah, tweens.
Don't ever say that again.
Rogue Assault's got a whole bunch of other problems with it in terms of gameplay and everything. That's, I think, one of the reasons why people have not really wanted to play it.
Them, the mechanics under the hood.
No, don't put the camera on yet.
When you're going basing, for instance, regardless of the coining factor, when you're going basing, it's actually extremely smooth. It's a lot smoother than the fucking browser version is for a start off. The fact that you can still play freely, it'll take you a fuck of a lot longer, but you can still play freely.
Yeah, but how long? That's the thing. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of time.
You get bored really fast in Rogue Assault. I mean, I'm trying to kind of slowly play a bit, but I mean, I haven't played in like 2 months purely because it's
Swag doesn't even do the Twitch shows anymore. He did 3 and that was the last. I haven't seen any more.
I had fun with the Rogue Assault, but the idea of, like, as soon as I ran out of oil, I literally could do absolutely nothing. I wait till it recharged, and so I was like, all right.
Exactly. And I mean that point, I mean, when you get higher level, I mean, oil will last you for quite a while.
At least with War Commander, like, as long as I don't kill my stuff off, I can play 24/7. I don't have
between one and the other. You have casual, which is Rogue Assault, and you have the hardcore
I'm going to show
platform.
you. This is her little tween show. This is her little tween thing. Okay, start hitting me.
Hey, what is a tween?
A tween is somebody that's caught between a teenager and non-teenager. Can you guys see the prices?
Okay.
It's not coming out clear.
Well,
no, because
you can have 300 out. Okay, the premium is 300. A little hourglasses is only $8.99. I mean, the deals that you have on these are really good, and they don't have that.
War Commander need to cut their prices on everything by half.
Oh yes.
Yeah, their price points are way off.
Yeah, you can get DLCs for that one thing.
I mean, okay, forgive me, but I'm loading Pokemon Go just to illustrate the difference in the prices there. I mean, yeah, I've put in money on Pokemon Go, and I'm not ashamed to say that. It's a fun game. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
So sorry to hear that.
Hey, that's all. At the end of the day, we joke around about that with you, but that's all. That's why we play. We play games to have fun. So I mean,
exactly.
All right.
If you have fun with it, I mean, we give you a hard time because it is Pokemon, and Pokemon's been around since 20 years.
Hell yeah, I grew up with it, man. I'm only 24.
Well, the
So-
big thing about Pokemon Go is it's a different style of game. You're invoked in your own space, so that appeals. I mean, that is the current big thing. That is the three-dimensional hologram games of my childhood. When holographic games came out, that was the shit. You know,
Well, I mean, I can illustrate some other type of games as well, but I mean,
I'll illustrate one in particular. Now, this is Warframe. I mean, this is what I'm showing off here is what they call Prime Access. Whatever they bring out, Prime versions of all the Warframes they brought out before, that you can freely go and farm, but you can also buy them. You can buy them straight out. You get platinum. You get whatever tier you buy. And I mean, particularly, yeah, I bought the second tier. I got platinum, a whole bunch of shit, and that's that thing itself. I mean, you can go and buy platinum by itself.
And that's not a bad price. $40. Let's see, that's what, about $45 US.
Somewhere in the $50 mark. That one was the second tier. I think that was around 60.
And that's an average. And if you have a PlayStation 4, that's what you pay for a brand new game.
It's even on PC for brand new games. Civ 6 was $60. I bought a deluxe edition for $60.
I've got two of them. I've got two copies because I got two different Steam accounts. So I had to go out and buy a brand new fucking copy.
Well, that's yeah. You what I say is if you can get a dollar or a pound, I will say the dollar because it's easy to work with, because since you all motherfuckers use dollars. If you can get $1 an hour for what you play, that's it. That's prime. That's the perfect price point. But if you spend $1 and you get 10 minutes, that's not worth the money.
Exactly.
We're spending $5 and getting 1 second.
1 second, yep.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. I mean, for example, in Pokemon Go, we can buy something called incense, right? You can buy 25 of them for 1,200 coin. Okay, 1,200 coin costs $15, right? But each one of those incense lasts for half an hour. So you've got 12 hours to be able to use those things. You know, it's a lot. You can also buy 200 Pokeballs for 800 coin. I mean, their prices are very, very good. You can buy egg incubator. So you get an egg, you walk a certain distance, you hatch that egg. You have to put it in an incubator. Each incubator gets 3 uses. One egg incubator costs 150 gold. That's less than $2.
Another thing, we'll go back to Warframe. You don't have any lag on that, do you?
I do not.
I mean, that right there is a big thing that we have. That this game, and yeah, it's a Flash game. All right, fine. But we play other Flash games. I've played other Flash games, and they don't have a third of the lag that this has got.
Apparently, the guy that owned my computer played like Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty and Battlefield, like high intense, like 3D shooter games online, and was fine. I play War Commander on it. I've upgraded my internet. I'm getting a lot less lag, but still, it's laggy.
Oh, yeah.
And here, this guy was playing games that are 10 times more powerful on system resources.
But
Yeah, it makes no sense.
You have to understand the difference between the graphics rendering of games where your computer has no problem and the issues with lag, which is their side, your side communications. The server sides of Kixeye are not up to par with the amount of traffic that they receive because it can't keep up with the digital information being transferred, and we suffer on our end between all the crossovers that we have to go through between our computers and their servers and the transmission information back to us.
Yeah,
and
but we
just
put
kills us.
a lot of
Hashtag
people.
Australians for the win.
Oh, here's what I was talking about.
We're putting a lot of money into this.
Exactly, but the money's not being well
If
spent.
you can put a dollar an hour into the game, since I started back Warframe again, 126 hours into that game, and I've spent maybe $75.
That's perfect. That's beautiful.
$75 will last you 10 minutes in War Commander. Not even.
If
You-
you're
if you're
going for a couple of hours in War Commander, you'll spend $75 like that. Even if you,
But
the best person to ask for that would be Scooby or Lonnie. Hell, even Red Steel. I know that motherfucker's a giant ass coiner.
Hey.
I'll admit it. Where's your return on your investment? The value to the investment just doesn't seem to be occurring. We've been at a cusp as repair times increased and builds increased, and thus coin increased alongside it. I mean, it's a parallel. It just is. But the units that the repair times and all, as they increased, the units were falling to the wayside of their usability. So now you have a new player coming in trying to gain a unit that is completely out of date and useless, but has a tremendously increased expense to it. And then we're being forced forward, ever pressed to the next level of unit and the next level of event and the next this and next that. And it keeps us pushed towards coining to keep relevant. And that's just not showing value to relation, especially when you've considered how much money you've already invested in the game. It should get cheaper. It should get cheaper as you develop better units, not more expensive. As you get the bigger toys because you're capable of achieving them, it shouldn't be costing you as much because you shouldn't need to fucking be forced to, I don't.
Like Paintball Wonder says in YouTube, it's all about microtransactions. A million small transactions, or 100 big transactions. I'd rather have a million small ones.
South Park episodes, yes.
Here's another one for you. Elite Dangerous. I spent, I think it was $250 for the lifetime package when it was still in closed. I've played a grand total of 2,172 hours in that game. That's more time than more time than more money than I've spent, at least. That's another thing. If you can spend the amount of money and get the amount of enjoyment out of it, if you enjoy it while you're still spending, then great. Go do whatever the fuck you like. But if you're still spending just because you want to stay current or try and catch up, or even to try and play an event that you know you're going to fucking hate, then what's the fucking point? And the answer to that is there isn't one.
That's the psychological addiction.
It is the psychological addiction, and that's exactly what KIXEYE feed off.
Yes, exactly. And that's what you have to resist at all costs.
In the month of March alone, from the 1st to right now, I've put in. Hold on, let me pull my calculator up. I can't count that high.
What I'd like to see, and I wouldn't dare do it to you, but you would need to go through the month of March this year, last year, the year previous to that, rate what your enjoyment in the game was during those periods of time, and nice, and see how you have drastically reduced the influx of money because you're seeing less and less enjoyment.
I put $150 in it.
Yeah, see, but okay. 3 years ago, for a March event, would you have put more or less?
Less. I'll screen share this real quick.
Good Lord.
That's March, from March to today. All right, we'll go down. February, January.
Your problem is you're doing these $25 transactions. You should just do the $200 and be done with it.
They don't sell cards for that, and because I don't use my,
You got to get a Visa. No, you got to get yourself one of those little Visa cards or Green Dot. Get a Green Dot card, load it with $200, and use that.
That's
and
all.
Nobody can touch it.
But that's what that's from December till March.
All the way through. Well, the only reason I specifically picked up that picture is exactly what premium gaming is. It's based on the old RPG loop, which is explore, collect, spend, and improve. Now, if you can put as many fucking paywalls in between all that shit as possible, that's where you make the money. You can play for free, but you make them choose to pay, not to wait.
But can you rationalize that model? But Kickside's removed the explore. There's no exploring. They don't give you time to learn your units, play with your units, have fun with your units. It is collect resources, spend money to improve the unit, to collect more resources, to spend more money to collect another unit to improve it. They've taken the most pivotal part about gaming out, and that is the enjoyment of playing with what the fuck you got.
And all that you've seen, all that is all for repairs. I don't coin my upgrades except for
There
once
it
or
is.
twice.
That's the one I'm looking for. You have to make
So
it
most
just
of that was
barely fun.
most of that was spent to coin my repairs. A little, a couple of dollars here, a couple of dollars there to finish an upgrade. But most of that is just repair time for when I go out and fight. Once I hit that limit, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, like I said to Shadow Killer, and I shared him a YouTube channel called Extra Credit, which does a lot of animated shorts on gaming and the industry and how things work before the South Park, or maybe it was just after the South Park episode about that came out, about premium gaming. But I explained, I sent this the link to him, and it was exactly what we're talking about now, how the game development has a precipice that it hits, and then it stops being about the fun and enjoyment and starts being about the business. And it's sad. There's a lot of things that Kickside do that are absolutely directly contrary to the longevity of a game. And they don't seem to have any care.
My
That being
experience
said,
with,
go ahead, Daba. Go ahead, Daba.
I just want to put a little tidbit about old game I used to play. It was Farmville 2, and we're not talking about the War Commander Farmville. And initially, I was playing it, and it was fun. It was fun to get on and get the crops and stuff like that. But then I started to get better at it, and I started to get more efficient with my time. And I started making charts and tables like I do with War Commander, and then it started becoming a job. I already had my real life job, my War Commander job, and now my Farmville 2 job. And so I was like, well, either Farmville 2 or War Commander, and obviously, guess which one I picked. And yeah, so I still make charts and tables and stuff, and since I've gotten good at that kind of stuff, this is a job. I've already mapped out what I want for the event, and I'm already counting down if I do it this many times per day and all that crap. It's just number crunching for me now, and it's not, like you said, it's a business. I'm at the business end now where it's not.
When
I remember when I used to.
It becomes work, it is no longer a game.
Brianna,
Exactly.
I got some milk.
Like I work harder at War Commander than I do my real life job. Obviously more
And
hours.
then you need to find a better job.
Yeah, no shit. We're gonna go back to what. Oh, go ahead, Daba. I thought you were
I'm
done.
getting paid $20 an hour, so I'm doing all right. My bills are being paid. I like what I do.
Got some milk,
I tutor people that
please.
I tutor disabled people, so I like what I do.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not disabled, but like people with learning disabilities, or so they claim.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to what Venom was saying, okay, about how Kickside doesn't, comprehend and do shit. We'll go with the Herald. All right, now you guys seen the video I made with the power of the Herald. Now, most people weren't concerned about the power of the Herald as much as that somebody already had it and had it maxed, and Kickside dropped the ball on that. You can't blame the people who have it. They didn't do anything wrong. All right, they jumped, they got the extra part. If they could afford it, they coined it. So Kickside got paid. They got paid off well because it wasn't cheap to max it out, to build it and all. But that's where, again, Kickside drops the ball, like you were saying, Venom. They let that shit slide. So now people are going, and I don't want to take away from the guys who got it and upgraded it and maxed it out. All right, but they're now going to go into this event with a fucking badass fucking air unit, a badass unit, period, that's going to help them walk through this event. It's going to help them walk through the event with no problems.
But
Should
it's
be
not a
interesting to see
Sentinel.
the person, see all the people that's got it, see their experience level, see if it's like leaps and bounds above what it used to be.
Well, yeah, watch the
guy,
leaderboards if
everybody
you know.
knows. Everybody knows the guy who hit me. Okay, everybody knows him. Everybody knows he's a serious high-end coiner. I mean, he makes most of us that do coin look poor.
Yeah.
Right.
Every
Come
lap.
on, man. At the end of the day, he drops a couple $1,000s a week on this game.
I thought putting like almost
He-
200 on by Christmas time was bad, but I'm like
I
my
mean-
wallet's like screaming and stuff, and here he put
He puts, he drops $200 a day in this motherfucking game. So, he drops an ass of money. And that's why he'll get to keep it. Because he drops an ass full of money. But he's walking into this event and everybody else who has this unit maxed out already with a powerful high-end unit that nobody else has got.
they get an unfair advantage.
Oh, a major one. I mean, look, he walked through my base, and Lonnie did too. He walked through my base with just his air. Okay, but that was a different design. The design I have now, I set up to combat the Elite Phantom. But with the Herald and the Phantom together, can't touch it. Can't fucking touch it.
I'll do this. I mean, I don't have any sour feelings for those who have it. We understand, and you can explain the point as to how they accomplished it. It wasn't an illegally got thing. It was a happenstance that the player moved. He went to do more tech, and he got another part because of their screw up. Okay, this goes back to shades of having nitrous on your war horses. It wasn't intended. Kixeye allowed people to equip war horses with nitrous. They let the players that had it maintain it. There's nothing you could do about it. The sour point that I have is they had this last drop where they could have made it unlimited parts for repeat. They
Yep,
could have
and
made
let
up for
everybody
that
have a
issue.
chance.
Now, you would have had to work twice as hard because you would have had to get the extra points in the repeat, where they only had to do theirs pretty much one through. But the point being, you still had the opportunity to collect that last extra part that others fortunately collected, and it would have put more people that were willing to put in the extra seat time on an even keel. They would not have necessarily had it maxed out, but even at level 1, that unit has viability.
I would have coined it.
I'm sure you would have.
In a heartbeat. After what I seen, what was done, and he just sent that shit straight to the middle of my base. He didn't try to pick anything apart or nothing. He just sent it to the middle, and I had 6 Hades, 4 Tempests, 3 Hunters, and it still didn't shoot that motherfucking thing down.
Well, that's my point here, okay? You cannot anymore defend your base. I don't care if you've got max this, max that. You can forget it. With this new unit, a couple hammers, and a Juggernaut, you may as well kiss your base goodbye.
Yeah, because
step away from the PvP aspect and look at the events. We have it. Kixeye has it. Kixeye will send it. We will have, we'll have time will tell whether it's going to be in this event or the next one, but it's coming. And without a proper defense against it in PvP, it's going to be limited defense in PvE because of its health and its sheer strength. So
it's called game the fuck over.
Game
pretty much.
Game over, man.
Exactly.
All right, now this base is on now. I had a guy in one of my one of the War Commander pages was asking about this base design. Some people gave it a 7. Some people didn't like it. Now, this design, I've used it before. Online, I can combat the Juggernaut, and I can combat the Phantom. The Omega Phantom gets 2 runs through my base. All right, a Juggernaut, I can fuck him up if I'm online. Okay, because of how I've got it so spread out and wide. But against the Herald 2, Look, all he did was move that bitch to the center. We'll start from here. Look at this shit. I got
And
hunters
again,
hitting
he's not attacking anything. He's just floating it over top of your CC. That's the only thing he's using to target. Everything's firing at it.
And let's
Now
assume
that's
Shadow.
1, 2, that's 300. And I was pretending I was offline. This is me being an offline hit.
And let's assume Shadow was actually online. All he would do at best would move all his Tempest and crap to shoot it, which he was already doing. And look, it's still surviving. He's running right into a Gold Tempest. You'd never run air into a Gold Tempest like that. And poof.
Nope.
And
I mean, all these are. I mean, like I said, I had 6 Hades in this base. 6.
And you see, just there, he targeted the Hades. He got rid of. He's like, fuck it, I'll just fly over and kill that Hades. He's going over to the other one, and he kills this Hades. And that right now is our only defense against it. He kills the Tempest.
No,
he got it down pretty good health,
running.
but
He's also running its electric, I believe, at the time.
Yeah, he is. Yep. But look, my Hades isn't even shooting it, or I can't even tell if it's shooting it or not. But bam! Now watch him. Now he brings this in to finish me off. It doesn't even get touched.
Yep.
Yeah, because now the only things left don't shoot air only.
Yep. Now if he would have taken this and instead of flying it to the center of my base and just walked around the edge and just used the missiles, none of this up front. Nothing I had up here. We'll go back to the beginning. Look, pause it right here. Everything I have here, none of this shoots air or high altitude air. If he would have parked it right here, that Gold Tempest, that's it. And as everybody can see, Gold Tempest, it bounces off. He could have sat that.
You just take out all the Hades and then you're done.
He could have sat that machine right here and taken all this out with no damage, moved it around over here. Taking all this out with no damage, come up here, take out my radio tower and all that, then come in with Nina, take that. He could have literally done my base with no damage at all, or maybe a little bit from the hunters. That's it.
I think at most he probably would have lost what he's lost in that screen, maybe half a tick more.
Mm-hmm.
But you're absolutely right. It would have been, depending on the repair time of the unit, it would have been maybe a couple hours repair to instant heal. Who knows? At coining,
I mean,
for the coiners that do this, it's completely within the realm of acceptable losses.
Oh yeah, with that damage, I could take 3 or 4 other bases, fully loaded bases. You can have that shit slam full. Tempest, Howlers, bitch, please. I will walk right through it. This right here, this unit, as of now, is a complete and total game-changing unit for base defense. There is no defense that can stop it.
Absolutely.
If you load your base down with all anti-air, so I put all Hades in my base and all Tempest. That leaves
I bring my Jug.
Yep, Juggernaut is going to fuck me up. It's going to flatten me with almost no damage. There is no balance now.
Literally,
and even with all that stuff, let's assume he just brought the Hades. He probably, even if your base is full of Hades and Tempest, you could probably bring the Herald and just smash all that stuff first, initially, and then smash the base and still walk out with an alive Herald.
Yep.
That's what you're looking at. The Herald comes in, kills all the ground.
And then your air comes in and soaks up the rest. And, that's acceptable air damage. If I was going against a base that was fully loaded and all I lost was just my Herald, I can accept that. And I flatten you 100% with that one unit, I can accept that loss. That's a win for me. Because out of all this, he had 11 hours of repair time. I had over 12.
That's a win.
Oh yeah, that's an ass kicking. This unit, as of right now, this unit, the way it sits, maxed out level, makes any kind of base defense in PvP garbage. There is no use of even putting it in your base. None. Even if you're online, because if you're online and you're controlling this unit, all you gotta do is put it in the center, and while everybody's too busy targeting it, they're gonna bring everything else in to kill you.
Yeah.
There is no defense now, because while you're aiming at this, they're gonna bring their Phantom in like he did. or he's going to bring Psychos in or Raptors or something like that. It's going to distract your units. It's going to make them turn. Man, it's
at this
the
point,
Hellstorms. The Hellstorms, when they came, those that had them and coined them, they were good. The Juggernaut, that was really good, game changer when it came out, and the coiners had fun with it until they brought out like Ardra. I think this is going to be really fun, and now they're for like a month, and all the coiners all have fun with it, and then they'll bring out like something that'll one shot.
They're going to have to bring out. The only thing I could think of would be a hero unit for the Hades.
Yep.
Because everybody,
or a special platform, either turret mount for the CC or heavy mount.
Yeah. Lonnie was on earlier, and he said it. And go ahead.
I was thinking a new turret head. That was the only thing that would be able to do this.
I don't know. Online, I think I can probably take it. I got a plan.
I have a question for the panel and YouTube. I don't have a level 19 defense lab. I won't till after Easter. But Storm on it. Because I've been getting questions about that through Facebook.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't do anything.
Yep.
It's the only reason I haven't equipped mine.
David, I have maxed hunters. My platforms are low, but those hunters are maxed. There are 3 of them in that base.
I figured the Storm could be like the Napalm, where it sucked at low levels, and then it just got infinitely more powerful.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you right now, okay? Because I have not equipped it. I have maxed mine out. It is gold, and your DPS on it is only 42,240. Okay,
that's 40 million or 20 million.
Yeah, you'd have to have like 8 of those storms to put enough firepower to click off those health bars. It's not enough.
The only things that do enough damage to it to matter are Hades.
Yep.
The Hades special friend pushing his tech on it.
And the biggest problem with the Hades is that their armor is paper thin.
Yep.
I mean, you can take your elite rifleman and kill one in a few seconds. I mean, their armor is nothing.
Really, the only options I've seen is loaded out with Hades, with our specific unit running his tech, and you get 1 shot. It's the same aspect you have with the Juggernaut. You throw everything at it as fast as possible, get it out of the way, and pray what little you have left manages to hold you off.
And Lonnie was on the pre-show earlier, and he said this best. You guys are all, I'm happy that the Gold Tempest is in the gear store. I mean, in the event. I'm ecstatic. The price on it, $500K is overpriced.
Yeah,
for the sheer reason that even a Gold Tempest cannot take down the Herald.
I think 250. Yeah, I think 250 to 300 should have been the price point.
Well, you look at all the other expert units that they've put in there. Expert Nimbuses, expert Howlers, expert Hailstorms. They're all low.
Yep. It's because we wanted it so bad, and now they okay, sure, we'll give it to you for a price. I'm going to get 3 of them. I only want 4. All right, because any more than that, it's a waste. Because you can't take the Herald down. Even with 4 of them, you can't take it down. And I'm not changing how I have my base set up, because how I have my Vindicators had the plus 200 to damage the vehicles. Online, I will fuck up your Juggernaut with that. I will ruin you. But now with the Herald, it's a fucking waste.
That's the thing. You now have the choice of combating the Juggernaut or combating the Herald. You cannot do both.
But you don't have a choice of whether or not you're going to walk away flat. And that's what you used to have. You used to have at least an option that you could survive and maybe take a 1-star or a 2-star. There's nothing left. You are flat. Bang to rights. A player only needs 1 tune, his heavy, and the air. And either if you're set up to defend against his heavy, he'll use the air, you're flat. If you defend
that's all I killed.
I beg to differ. I think there is a way to take them both out.
You have a
Not
plan.
offline.
Yeah,
There is no way.
Not offline, obviously, not offline.
Even online, man. Unless your computer is up to par and you have some badass internet connection, and you can be able to swing your units around.
The
But
minute
while
you
you're
click and it don't move.
trying to target that Hades, they're gonna come in with something that's gonna beat the fucking shit out of the whatever you have chasing that Hades.
I don't know. I've got a plan, but
Look at that. Look, all I took was his Omega Phantom, 3 Night Owls, an Oni, and a Reaper drone. A fucking Reaper drone.
And the
He
Mega
beat
Phantom,
the living. He beat the living shit out of
it.
it.
Kill with a Tempest or whatever, like
Yeah, the gold
non-sustained
test.
stuff.
And I
Four of
think the Oni and the Reaper were just there to take down your one. Was it your anti-missile bastion, or
Yeah,
was
well,
it?
no,
Yeah,
no, it was my silo.
the silo. Yeah.
Yep. He used the Herald to destroy that. But still, I mean, look at that. Look at that damage he did. And look at everything that's out on me. I don't count the Liberators because those were in my bunkers.
Yep.
And I have one Alkalite, but I use him for the Juggernaut when I'm online. I mean, that's an ass kicking. That's a straight out ass kicking.
And therein lies your power creep and the great divide continuing to expand.
The balance that was never balanced.
It does show no sign of stopping. But the thing you got to watch out for now, and this will be my final word for this evening because it's getting pretty fucking late. We've already gone for 2.5 hours as it is you want to watch out for the slowdown. And the slowdown will happen. It's already started on this end. It started in Battle Pirates, and it's already started in Vega Conflict. They'll push as much shit as they can on you all within the next couple of months. And then it will stop. And it will go into maintenance mode. And you will get nothing after that. And I mean, you will get no new content, no events, no nothing. The game will cease to be. And it will stay up for as long as it can, but you will get nothing else. And the game will stagnate and the game will die.
Oh, I guess we'll have to find a new game to play. World of Warships!
Not having to play an event every month sounds like fun.
Hey, hold on. Kicking it large. You say bait the herd with the Howler and kill it with the Hades. That's fine if they put that shit on Ruby or the Fist. But if they're controlling it, they're going to ignore your Howlers because your Howlers can't hit it.
You cannot.
If they put the Hades on Ruby or Fist, they deserve to lose it, and they deserve to just turn off the game.
Pretty much, okay. Kicking it large, you can't do that. You can't do that with an online player. Because the Howler cannot target it.
Yeah, you cannot play PvP style attack or defense, or rather PvE style attack or defense in a PvP setting. It doesn't work.
Not with this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because, like Phil said, it's 11 o'clock. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Daba, shout out, Biatch.
Yeah, I just want to make a PSA public service announcement. There is a fake raid tag. It is the letter I, and then RAID. That is in no way affiliated with Raid. They are saying some very lewd things and whatnot. So if you see that tag, that is nothing with Raid. That being said, shout out to everyone in YouTube. Shout out to the panel. I wish you guys the best of luck with your events. And just, even though, we're not happy about the faction base and all that, come watch us on Unshackled tomorrow and get your event tips and all that. Finally, shout out to 49 Raid.
All right, D.
Shout out to the panel. Shout out to everybody in YouTube. Thanks for liking us. Thanks for subscribing to us. Miss Skipjack, I don't know where she's off to. To the rest of y'all, you have a good evening and take care.
All right. Fear.
Shout out to all the noobs in Sector 29. They're real crazy noobs. That's
You
it.
still fighting over there? Figure you would have gave that
I
sync
got
up
the
already.
noobs. Noobs keep jumping over. They'll keep jumping
Oh.
back, and I just love watching them be absolute crybaby retards with no fucking balls whatsoever.
Red Steel. All right.
Red Steel would like to give a massive shout out to Fear the Peel. It was awesome.
Shut up.
All right.
Red Steel has left the
Venom.
building.
Shout out to the panel for putting on the show, to all the viewers who at large. I know we had a topic from RS Gaza. I hope we touched on all the bases he was talking about. Because he couldn't watch it, he'll watch it in review. To my wife, and to all the wives and husbands that put up with us crazy fucking gamers sticking with this game. And to Dr. Phil for having the brains to get the fuck out when he did. So thank you all for being.
Hey, God damn it, I'm smart.
No, we are not.
2 + 2 equals
Doc.
penguin.
Alrighty. Well, I don't know how to start this, really. I was going to say something, and then it just completely fucking blitzed my head. So, I want to thank all the guys in the YouTube, all the guys on the panel, except for the Peel, just because I can. But specifically, I want to thank all of you for this evening for having a more intelligent discussion than I'm used to, rather than the caveman fuck you kick side bullshit that happens fairly regularly. I'm not going to lie, that's the way we do things. We beat them over the head with a fucking club and hammer. But, yeah, I want to wish you all the best of luck in the coming months. And, fuck you, Will Harbin.
All right. Before I do my shout outs, remember tomorrow I will be doing a live event show. I will kick that bitch off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be a half hour before the event starts to get everybody up and ready. It is a open mic show, so everybody's welcome. The only thing I ask is if you're new on the panel that I must look at your workshop. All right. Other than that, if you're free and clear and you don't have nothing wrong with your workshop, you can come and join us. So make sure you guys log on and watch. Remember, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. I do want a special shout out to White Witch. She was hurt a couple days ago. Hope everything is working well for her, and make sure she comes back to doing that show. I want to thank all you guys for coming out. Make sure you click like and subscribe. I will have the link for tomorrow's show posted up early in the morning. So make sure you guys watch. So hopefully tomorrow will be a decent show. Hopefully we'll rock and roll it. Thank you all for coming out. Everybody on the panel, all of you guys can suck my balls.
No, thank you.
Not even dipped in honey.
Sorry, I can't find them.
It's in your
I'll
mouth.
let Fear the
That's
Peel
why.
take my portion.
All right, let's wrap this up.
No, thanks all for coming out. All you guys on YouTube kick ass. I love all you guys. We're War Commander Unshackled. We're out, baby. Peace.
Peace out, motherfuckers.